Hello ladies and gentlemen, MarauderEX here, back with more Let's Play Shining Force 3 Scenario 3. We are starting with Chapter 4, Expedition to the North. So, yeah, we're moving forward. Julian and Bresby just kind of hanging out in the ruins of Aspia. Hold on, Julian. Benetrim and Gracia were discussing Jumsi, but have not reached a solution. I just can't take that. I can't take it seriously. Lady Melinda thought she would go to the castle. She didn't intend to participate in the conference. I understand you were worried. They're making preparations. The Synbios army will march towards Rimotest, and the Medion army will return to the Empire. I understand your concerns, but sometimes you have to be patient. How are things going for Aspia? You didn't come back, so the princess and I came looking for you. But if you were not at the castle, you don't know how the conference is developing. I like that like, you're not where you should be. That's right, we didn't want to disturb the proceedings. Does that mean they are not done yet? Hey, it's Medion! We haven't seen you in a while. Medion! How's Emperor Domaric doing? Like, anyone really cares about how the Emperor is doing. The Emperor's already made up his mind, so he's quite calm. Tristis, on the other hand... Tristis, the ship's security chief, is the only one on guard for the Emperor. The vessel is located south of Barisal. It's not surprising that Aspia would revolt. I'd have done the same if I were a citizen of the Republic, although I'm sure my father wouldn't have been happy with that view. Brother, the garrison is prepared, which means we can leave. I don't think my father wants to remain here. He would rather leave the Republic as soon as possible. We must be prepared for the march north, then perhaps we could meet. I forgot to thank you, by the way. My thanks, Julian, for helping my mother. If you had not brought her here, we likely would have had to battle the Synbios army. This was prevented thanks to you. Many great warriors throughout history have gathered at the gate of Aspia Castle. And it's the Synbios army as well. If you are all here, that means the conference with Benetrim and the others is still going on. I don't think I could face Gracia. We got lost as we searched for the secret of Jumsi. We should greet them properly, but they are still deep in discussion. Perhaps we should get going, Lord Synbios. Julian, you fell into the river after attacking Galm. Yet, you joined the Medion army and marched to Elbasim. If that hadn't happened to Julian, and I hadn't met my older brother, Destonia and Melinda would have been in danger. I must ask you to forgive me, Synbios. My army inflicted damage on yours. What are you talking about, Medion? That was able to help Melinda and our soldiers, don't you see? Now that I think about it, we should thank the Emperor. It was his plan that prompted the Medion and Julian armies to come to Aspia. Come to think of it, there seems to be some strange connections between all of us. For us and Julian, the event allowed our trust to grow, and now we are marching towards the same goal. There's something odd with this situation. It can't be coincidence. Perhaps it's not coincidence. Dun 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 dun. I usually don't accept destiny, but right now it feels like fate for these three. If this is our destiny, I welcome it. It has allowed us to do battle alongside Medion and Julian. I agree. I don't like war, but I'm proud to battle alongside these two armies. Synbios, I know you want to stay, but we must proceed soon. I will arrive later than everyone else, since I must accompany my father to Dystonia, but I will definitely be there. ... I love the ... It adds so much. It's a shame we can't join you, but I'm sure Gracia will decipher the secret of Jumsi soon. Synbios, it's time for us to leave. Bolzom's stronghold Rimotest is to the north. We'll meet again there. Alright, so the Synbios army is going to go ahead and head forward. Prince Medion, we should leave as well. If we were kept too long, something could happen to the Emperor again. Yeah. Like he could do something stupid. We should also be on our way, but know that you and Synbios are our inspiration. Help us in speed, Julian. And the Median army heads back, escorting the Emperor back to Dystonia. Yelling, Julian, see you in the north! That's the one thing I love about Scenario 3, is that it finally gets to put everyone together. This will be difficult for Median. The Emperor is fond of Aspia. He'll have a hard time returning to Dystonia. My brother and Synbios have left. Now we are alone. We left the camp to see Julian and the others. Our army is probably concerned. Bridget, shouldn't we head back soon? Everyone in the army will be worried. Could you have a look around without disturbing Gracia? Yeah, we can. Sure. We'll wander around. There's really not much here, so... Like, there's not a weapon shop, really. Isabella insists I go to the conference. I will head there now, though I'm against it. Alright, so now we get control, and we get to wander around Aspia. Now, some things to note. If we saved all of the refugees in Battle 8 in Scenario 1, the leader of the refugees will talk to you in Aspia. He will recognize Julian as one of those who helped him, and we'll get an item. So, let's go do that. And then we also have this situation here. Come and look, and there's a whole bunch of penguins hanging out in Aspia. It's Pen from Scenario 1, Penco from Scenario 2, the two Pins from the various armies have been able to meet and interact. The penguin species continues on. But we have here Pendolph, who is a very educated penguin who wears a scholarly hat and glasses and can speak, rather than just chirping. Ho ho, us, that is, we creatures, who are descendants of the penguins of the north. How is it we came through mating of normal penguins? This is a great mystery. Oh, they're out of their shells. That's adorable. Aww. And Pen and Penco fall in love. In due course, when the world is in disorder, the special offspring will once again appear in the world. For the sake of world peace, they will rise. Penguins will save the day. I have a subscriber that's probably very, very fond of this particular storyline. Alright, let's talk to Pendolph again. Gah. Please don't scare me like that, Mr. Julian. How do you know my name? Ah, so you were also surprised. I came to ask you to meet with you and Gracia. You're surely heading north from here to save the world from this crisis. I came to participate. I was called forth by the mating of those two while researching the secret of special penguin life. I've been waiting for you to come. Will you allow Pendolph to join the force? Sure! I'm not going to use him. Pendolph the Scholar joins the force. My intelligence will be useful in the effort to overcome our enemies. I will serve the Julian army. Ah, that's right. I must give my goodbyes to those of my kind. So he's going to wave goodbye. Goodbye, let us meet again on the battlefield. If the sacred workings of those two end, I will revert to a normal penguin. So let's quietly distance ourselves from this place so we don't disturb them. Alright, so he turns into a special... He's super intelligent penguin. Can we look at him here? Do we have to go to the headquarters? So I will try to do that. We have... Is this the... This is the tavern. While that merchant was sleeping, Aspio was invaded. Even if he wanted to go back to his country, news of Garvin's death arrived. I wonder if he's planning to stay in Aspio. Alright, so that's our headquarters. And some old people who've lost their house. Let's go inside, look for the refugees, because we'll get something fun. Alright, that's the item shop, so we can get items. There's a treasure chest in there, but we've already got it in a previous scenario. So, item shop. What's in here? Gotta look around, and then the last thing I'll do is I'll take a look at Pendolph. So, people. We idolize Prince Medion and want to help the people any way we can, but as long as we accommodate these people, we won't be able to act like newlyweds. So okay, they've let people come and stay with them, and it's a young couple, newlyweds, and they're upset that they have company, so they can't have sex. The couple here is very kind, and they let us stay here after losing our home. They're newlyweds. They must be patiently waiting. Tonight, they can enjoy them. Apparently tonight they're having sex. For them to let us stay here, I'm really happy. On the other hand, it's a pity. These two young people are unable to consummate their marriage, which is really asking too much. What about you? What do you have to say? I'm a merchant who drank too much at the bar. During my drunken slumber, Aspio was evaded. Even back in Saraband, Garvin was defeated, and there's no business. Alright, there is nothing in town that we can get item-wise in terms of... What? That's not on the list. Is that not on? That's not on... There's... Yeah, there's nothing... So, we got 40 gold. Maybe it's one that I missed from a previous scenario, but there's nothing on the Jumsen guide about that. I must have missed it in a previous scenario and then just not had the ability to backtrack. Alright, so... I want to find... Alright, there is the church. That's some broken houses. That's some more broken houses that we can't get into. So I don't know where the refugees are. Let me see if I can... They're not here in town. Let's bring up another guide and see what we can see. Chapter 4, no. There's nothing there. Okay. So, yeah, it says if we've saved the refugee, but I don't see... I mean, unless they've changed models, which they may have. Alright, yeah, I don't think that's it. So let's just go ahead and go... And we'll get some items, because I probably need to deal with that. Alright, let's see what we've got. There are 2 haggles here as well. There is a life ring and a loincloth. We don't really need them at the moment. And then everything else that we can buy is basically the same stuff. So we can buy Platina Circlet, Protect Bracer, Attack Bracer, Silver Ring. Let's see. Oh, I have the Earth Rod. Let me... Let me see. Earth Rod. Do I have anyone who's actually using rods? You've got an Ankh. You've got a wand. Yeah, I don't have anyone... I really don't have anyone. So, yeah, let's go ahead and sell stuff, because I've got a whole bunch of stuff to sell now. I've got an Earth Rod that I'm not going to use. It allows us to summon Golem, which, sure. But I'd only get Golem level 1, because I don't have anyone with level 2 in rods. We can sell one of the Shadow Helms, which we've gotten a bunch of those. I can sell... I've got the Magic Wand, but I'm going to keep that for sleep, but I'm going to sell the Bone Eater. So don't need that. I'm going to keep the potion. I'm going to sell that Shadow Helm. When do we get our ninja character? Not for a while. Alright. And we've got the Chaos Ring, which I'm going to keep. We have a Rapier, which I'm going to keep, but only for crafting purposes. Alright, let's buy a couple more healing drops. Make sure everyone has at least 2. Because I did use some in the last fight. Dawnhort could use a little bit more, because Dawnhort, he is gonna go. He is just gonna go. The next person we get can use lances, so I'm probably going to switch him out at that point, which is kind of weird because I remember using Dawnhort through the very end of the game. So like this is weird for me, but he is just dying left and right. All right, they've got 2, you've got 2, you get 1, and I think that's it. Yeah. All right. And I will try to get the haggle. I mean, the life ring would be nice to have, but not necessary. Alright, let's go back over here. Where am I going? I get so turned around in this place because of the wreckage. Alright. Let's go over here and go into the headquarters. Give some items. Alright, I'm gonna give that because I don't need it. I'm going to give those 2 because I don't need it. I'm gonna give those 2 because I will use those later. Basically give all of this. And we're gonna deposit that. Alright, and let's take a look at Pendolph while we have a moment. And I'm going to go find out what I need to do about finding those refugees. So Pendolph, he is a scholar, level 15, HP of 41, MP of 32, attack of 55, defense of 37, agility of 30, luck of 6, movement of 5. His support is dodge and luck, so much like all of the other penguins. And the thing is, Pendolph actually has stats. Like, he's not too far behind a couple of the other people that we've got. Like, he's not going to do as much damage melee-wise as Herald, but he's got support, Penco, and the Pen spell, which I'm going to get into in a second. But, like, looking at his... like, defense of 37, if we got a defensive item for him to bump that up a little bit, he'd really be right on par with most of our force in terms of stats. So he's really not as bad as the other penguins. He actually has HP and MP. So let's take a look at his spells, which are interesting. Support 2. Penco summons Light Penco. Penco of level 2. And summons Fire Pen. So it's 2 summons. It's a light-based summon and a fire-based summon based off of Pen and Penco. And then as a result, he's got 10 fire, 10 ice, 10 light, 10 dark resistance, 5 spark resistance, and -5 wind resistance. I don't know why he's -5, he's a flightless bird. And then he also has level 2 with his special beak of Penguin Kick and Penguin Butt. And obviously no friendship with anyone. I'm kind of tempted to go ahead and put him in the group in place of, say, like, Donhort. But simply to show off the... I'm going to go ahead and do it for the next... The next fight's relatively... Well, the next fight has a lot of hidden items. So, I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to try... Well, what's the fight behind... No, we'll do it for Battle 15 instead, because there are no hidden items in that fight, but we do get someone at the end of the battle. So, I will probably put Penko in for that fight. So, what I'm going to go ahead and do is end this episode here, because I'm about out of time, and I will see you all in the next installment, hopefully after I figure out what to do with these refugees that is stated on the guide. Figure out where to go from there. So, till then, later everyone.